Okay, so it is week 1.5. I went home and I knew immediately there was going to be a challenge for me, but I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. I've been struggling a lot to maintain some sort of work balance, because trying to get a lot of stuff done and failing at it being more and more unproductive. And I realized that a lot of artists especially seem to relate to that. And so instead of doing a how to be productive video, I'm just doing a trying to be productive video as an artist. It is a crisis situation. Everyone's just been thrown out of their normal schedule. This is not the time maybe to be double or triple as productive just because I have more time. It's not working that way, at least for me, and I'm working on not beating myself up because of that. But I did find out some points that I can stick to that help me. One thing that's really helpful for me is to get up at a okay time, at a regular time every day, and always making my bed, and not just making my bed, but making my bed well. Just because if I accomplish that, it kind of sets me off for the day, and I feel like if I don't accomplish anything all day, at least I've done my bed. And that kind of starts the day off right, I think, at least for me. Another thing that I heard of a lot of friends of mine is that it makes you unproductive if your work and your resting space are not in a separate space, because it's really hard to work in the same place where you sleep and play Nintendo and rest. So the first thing, I know this isn't possible for everybody, but I think it's really helpful to separate your workspace from your resting space as good as possible. So I just crammed all of my desk and everything into this tiny hallway next to my room, which is in there, just to have a distinct resting space where I don't feel bad about not working, and a distinct working space where I don't feel like I could be resting. I try to make it as nice and cozy and comfortable in order to set myself up for productivity. This is also the time where I can set up my workspace exactly the way I want it. I finally got a laptop that works, that I can use in the future even after my college life. I got my Cintiq to work flawlessly, which it never did before. I made a list of all my Zoom meetings so I can do even portrait classes, watercolors, everything, all my homework, everything in this one space here. So just setting up everything I need, all the programs, all the technical stuff, all the cables, everything. So it's just so I can really work here for 6 months. Number 4 for me is right now to slowly figure out what a weekly realistic goal list is for me and what a daily realistic goal list is for me. And I tried to make the day super full and similar to my CalArts workspace, and that's just not realistic. And I realized that I really need to stick to really one big thing a day. Even though I would like to work on 3 or 4 things what I'm used to, I need to focus on one thing, write it down, and then allow myself to exceed that goal list maybe. But not even write down 2 or 3 extra goals and everything, just see what's realistic at the moment and then try to beat that. Writing lists in general is so important for me, because if I don't get it out of my head, and I know everyone's different, but if I don't get it out of my head, these thoughts just keep circling and circling, and I'm scared that I'll forget everything. So, certain stuff that I have to do, or I don't know what I should do first. I'm changing my mind every 5 minutes, and that's what really keeps me up at night. So it's been really helping to write that stuff out, like everything, even just a huge dump list of everything I can think of that I could do, and then just choose one of those things for one day. Another thing that I've been trying out that's been really helpful are these, it's like a habit tracker full of things that are I can check off that aren't like full goal stuff, like drinking 3 liters of water or doing some sort of exercise or meditation, calling someone, some kind of classwork, something like that, and just crossing them off if I do them. And I told myself if I do 2 of these crosses, even if I just drink water, do some sort of household stuff like cleaning my room, then it's been a good day. If I do 3 crosses, 3 check marks, then it's a really good day. It's easy if you stay in the same place all the time to like just dirt accumulates from everywhere. At least for me, I'm not a really tidy person, so it's been nice to just do like a little bit of cleaning every day, just so it stays doable, because that's also gonna affect my mood. It's helpful for me to try to divide the week evenly into stuff that I want to do. For example, the other day when I was taking my bike home from my grandma's house, I found a really nice doorway and a really nice blooming tree next to it, and even though it wasn't part of my schedule, I sat down and I sketched it because that's the stuff I like to do. So have something, do stuff that you want to do art-wise, do stuff that you should be doing, which for me is working on my foundations finally sitting down with the James Gurney color book that has like all the knowledge I need, but I never have the time to read it, and finally going over the basics of color and studying that and applying that to nature as well, and doing exercises. And then thirdly, doing something that you have to do, which for me would be classwork and film stuff as well. So if I have an even contribution of those 3, I feel the most productive, and that's what keeps me going. And also I hope that I don't run risk of getting bored of one of those things. And the big one would probably be staying inspired, especially as an artist, but probably for every person. I'm very deprived of new things, seeing new things. So I try to use the time that I can go out to absorb as much information and inspiration as I can. For example, on a hike the other day, I found really amazing lighting patterns. I found a really great tree with cool mushrooms on them that I photographed and filmed from every angle, so maybe I can use it at home. Do some studies of it, do some designs with it, something like that. Just stuff that keeps you inspired, because you need to like keep that flame going. I don't want to start hating art or hit an art blog on top of feeling so unproductive right now. That's really the last thing I need. So that's another big one for me. And another thing, and the biggest thing I think for me, is just to really work on being kind to yourself. If that means for you that you can't sleep at night because you feel so bad about working, then get up and work, even if it's 4 a.m. If that's what you need right now, then now's the time to allow yourself to do that, I think. It goes the other way around as well. If you should be working but you really can't for whatever reason, then allow yourself to just take a break from art. Do the stuff you feel like, even if it wasn't on your schedule, you can change the schedule. Take it day by day. Even if you have this cool, great goal in mind and everything, if you just can't get started on that, then that's okay too. It's a weird time. This may seem like a time when you can grow like crazy. You can finally achieve everything that you never have time for achieving. But maybe it's really not. Maybe this is not the time to be productive for some people. We're all gonna push through this. I'm sure we're all gonna take something great out of this. But just, don't beat yourself up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me rant. I hope this helps you as much as it's helped me, and I hope it's gonna help me in the future, and you guys too. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep drawing if you can. If you can't, that's fine too. Goodbye.